The me of today will always cringe at the me of yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will go through the same problem. Now, what I'm going to speak about isn't just about girls, but this is the way you guys are going to see this clearly. You've all seen a good-looking girl before. You've all decided to yourself that, you know what, I'm going to go and speak to her. And then suddenly, you talk yourself out of it. You get cold feet. Suddenly she's too good for you, and you're not ready yet. And this is part of a much, much bigger problem. Each and every single time I saw a girl, I would talk myself out of it. It became a continual thing. And it wasn't until I saw this bleed into other aspects of my life, I knew that it was an issue. You start saying things like, that lifestyle is too out of reach for me. That girl, she's too good for me. That job, that's too good for me. That opportunity isn't tailored towards somebody like me. I don't meet the right criteria. It becomes a normal way of speaking to yourself. If somebody said that to you constantly, tried to talk you out of things, would you think that person's your friend or not? And for anyone still adopting this method of thinking, I'll give you two options. You can either be your closest friend or your closest enemy. If you continue to think like this, you will be your closest enemy. And who really wants that internal conflict? I mean, I used to have this and experience this all the time. Each and every single time I was given an opportunity, I would question it. I would negotiate with myself. Does someone like me deserve this? Am I really in the right mind frame? Is this really the right time for me to do this? There'd always be a tug of war going on in my mind. Part of me wanted to, the other part wasn't quite sure. And by the time I finished thinking, the opportunity passed me by, like it always does. And of course, throughout all of this thinking, I stayed in the exact same place. It was the same mindset, the same lifestyle, and the same habits. And of course, how could any of these three things change when all I was doing was talking down to myself? You guys can't expect any kind of action without belief. Action without belief will amount to absolutely nothing. If you don't believe that you can do something, chances are you're not going to accomplish it. And I know that sounds like an obvious statement, but a lot of the time, guys, you guys need reminders. Even I need reminders sometimes. If I believe that I can't do something, I'll half try, I'll hesitate, and I'll doubt. And everyone can smell doubt from a mile away. You notice it, people around you notice it, and women notice it too. If you spend all of this time, right, convincing yourself that you can't accomplish whatever it is that you're pursuing before a conversation has even started, then you've already lost. It doesn't matter what happens within the conversation, but before going up to a girl, if you decide that I can't get her, then you've already lost. Your way of thinking is already flawed. You've lost in your mind. The way you talk is different. The way you walk is different. Everything about you, the way you carry yourself, it's all different. It's all off. And if you carry this mindset and this mentality long enough, you'll eventually become a loser. You're already flawed in your way of thinking. You're already adopting the loser mentality. But once again, if you reinforce these habits, you will officially be a loser. I'll give you an example of a time where I was a loser. So each and every single time before pursuing a girl, right, I would tell myself that, first of all, I need to analyze. I need to see if this person would even be willing to speak to me. So I'd sit there, watch, and then be like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and speak to her. But of course, that never really happened because my way of thinking was flawed, right? So this is where the internal battle happened. I'd tell myself, maybe she wants somebody who's taller than me, richer than me, maybe even better looking than me. And it's that key word, maybe. So I'm basing everything off of assumptions. And assumptions aren't facts. And that means I created these barriers. I caged myself. I systematically caged myself in my own head. And in order to break out of this cage, it took a while. It did. But that's what I mean when I say you guys are out of your mind. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're insane. It just means that you continually self-sabotage. And I think the shift in mentality happened when I looked back to a scenario where I wanted to be a professional soccer player or professional athlete. So as it currently stood back then, I was nowhere near being the best. So I trained and I trained and I trained. But each and every single time I trained, I went in with the belief system that I could become better. And guess what? I did. So when I looked back at that and applied that same belief to my current situation, things started looking a whole lot better for me. I could hold conversations. I could do a whole lot more. Opportunities that would usually pass me by, I believed that I could do them. And it's the same with anything, right? If you don't believe that you can do something, you just won't achieve it. Two people can start from the same place. One person will think there's a possibility, one person will think it's pointless, and the outcomes will be completely different. I know it sounds like something that you've heard before. I know it sounds obvious, but these are reminders that you do need. The belief system is absolutely everything. You're not limited by your environment, your circumstance, your background. Everything is all on you. You're accountable for each and every single way of thinking that you go through. You can either be the guy who says this is impossible or the guy who says I'll figure things out. And honestly, that changes everything. So when you say she's out of my league, really and truly, that's just your insecurity screaming at you. And one thing about insecurity, it loves comfort. The moment you take accountability and responsibility that things are possible, then it's a bit scary. Now everything's on you. Now you have to try, you have to be embarrassed, you have to fail, you have to have people laugh at you, and you have to grow. You have to do all of these things. You're fully responsible for them, and a lot of people can't handle the heat of those situations, but I'm sure you'll manage just fine. I'm sure you'll manage just fine. You'll walk differently, you'll act differently, you'll speak differently, because now you think so much higher of yourself. So I think I'll wrap up this video here, guys. Once again, I'll just say this now, just to reinforce this in your head. You're out of your mind if you think that your current situation defines your future, because it doesn't. And the belief system isn't some kind of magical solution to your problems. No, it's just the start of your building process. That's all it is. And I'm sure that all of you can get step one, which is the belief system, right. I'm sure all of you can do that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, then make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share it to a friend or family member who you think may need to see and hear this video. And if you guys want to join a community full of like-minded people on the path of self-development, then I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as the comment section. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless.